Well, speaking of like made up stories or like,
Oh,
drama, controversy, what have you. Well, I guess we should start off with the first case that kind of went viral. That because like so we're when we're coming across like the news, we're coming across it from two different platforms. Like I'm getting my information from like TikToks, whereas you're getting it off of like Yahoo, so like off the computer. So like it's cool to see the same story but through different like media, like because you're like off a website, like it's an article, right?
yeah,
Whereas mines are like typically they're like videos and they're kind of doing like a news report essentially, right?
yeah.
And like giving their thoughts, right? So there's a lot more comedy on my end of stuff, right? But where yours is like also a little more serious in that sense, and because it's like also a different demographic that's on Yahoo as opposed to like TikTok, right? Like so the Rudy Farias, like the one in Houston, the fact that like remember he was like 20 was it like 24, like early
Oh,
mid 20s, something like
right.
that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he was like supposedly like found alive. Like I just remember seeing like on this one it was not like an actual video, it was more like like a picture of the article. They're like man that was like missing, or like no, they're like kid that was missing for like 8 years found alive, like roaming around like Houston. And I was like, yo, what? Because
Yeah.
like you know how we've been watching like the Snapped and stuff like that. So like usually it's like a tragic ending, right? So we're
Yeah.
like, I'm like, what? Like this kid's like alive, right? And it just like sounded like wow, right? Out of all the people, like that's cool that we're, and then for it to be like our shit's coming out, like people be like doing these elaborate ass like situations, I guess.
For real.
But my whole thing is like the fact that they allowed it, like the news people showed up, like he like I'm like I'm sorry, but I'm like what were the police doing, right? That they never, first of all, never double checked that what was seen was like the truth, and just allowed them to kind of tell you like yeah, like so we don't need to talk to y'all because like he's going through it, and just letting them kind of like the story really get out of hand. You know what I mean?
Right, because even at this point, I'm asking. Wait, so how did they find him again?
Oh, so first they were saying like he was like walking around, right? Then it was like
Here we go.
right, like and he like so no, so he was like asleep in front of a church,
What?
right? And he like looked very like malnourished and like just
Oh
not in
damn.
good shape, right?
Okay.
But somebody called. Okay, so like at first it's like okay, so like we're thinking maybe like, you know, whoever's running the church like found him, right?
Yeah.
You know? Um I'm pretty sure that's how like well, at least how I took it. Then apparently, like somebody called and was like, "Hey, there's like this person like asleep. What's it called? No, okay, so like yeah, and happened to know who he was, right? And then like when they first, he's thinking he's like 14 and he has like a different name, right? Like that he believes his name's different. And just like crazy shit's like just like coming out, right? Like and then like know that the neighbors had actually like seen him around, you know, and they knew where he was like staying. And I was like my whole time I'm like, where the fuck was the police in all this? Like even from the moment that like cuz he was a missing person, he was that like there was a whole like what is it? There's whole paperwork on it, like a whole case, like missing, right? And then like that they would
Well,
show up and he wasn't like there, so they couldn't prove it. And
again though, he was found in Houston.
hmm
But so where was he originally from?
oh no, like from there,
What the hell?
yeah, like from the area.
Were they even searching for this man?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh my. Okay, so but the part that stuck out right now was that he was malnourished.
Yeah, like he
So
just didn't look like
okay, what's going on there? Because
right.
that part is not funny. So like, is his mom starving him or something?
Yeah, well, so eventually we find out that
Or
that the like mom has him, right? The mom like has had him the whole time and like essentially like brainwashed him and like abused him like emotionally. Cuz he's the way they were saying is like he's not all there. Like he's like
oh,
stuck in a different like his mind's stuck like as a younger kid,
man.
right? And then like okay, my whole thing is like
Wait, but like
I think from like I think she would like hit him and stuff too. So like she really and
no, but like
oh and
because
drugged
they
up.
what?
Yeah, like she had him like on hella drugs, like had him like loopy the whole time. You know,
Yeah.
it was like bad because I'm like I don't. Also because they had these people pulled up right, and then like they had like a press conference, but guess what? It wasn't the police holding a conference. Like not once, even after like this is going viral, like were they able to really talk to him? Like, because the mom was always there, and I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, if this is a minor, I understand why like the mom has to be present the whole time that they're gonna get interrogated like that's standard procedure, but I'm like this man is like 24 or something, right? So I was like, why did y'all never separate them, so like how as like police officers like that police department, how did y'all not like in those moments is when you should be like enforcing like the law and being like, right, he might be, but like, first of all, like he's an adult, you know, and like so sober his ass up, right? Like and let him like she was like, oh, he can't talk to y'all right now, and they were just like, okay, cool. Supposedly, like he was at the hospital. Those pictures that we got, like that we got to see, those were from like years prior that he had gone to like when you're looking at the picture you're thinking like, right, well he's like a kid, so like I understand,
Oh, I see
but
what
he
you're
is like a
saying. Like,
grown ass man. Like
yeah.
she when she was giving this to the news people, like old ass pictures, like and being like, see, this is us at the hospital, but they're like, because then like the kid in the photo is not the person that like in present day, that they don't look like, because he's like an adult now, right? So like it was just getting crazier. I'm like, yo, I was like, what the hell is going on down there? And then some like local activist is the one that was like able to talk to him in a hotel, and he was the one that was able to like let like make the mom be in a different room, and that's when he finally decided to like, okay, I'm gonna tell you everything. And that's where all about like him being on drugs, and like she was like, she had him like locked up, told him like, because he did run away right when his brother died, told him like, hey, so like you're gonna get in trouble because you ran away, because like I said you ran away, so now they're looking for you, and so you're gonna be like in deep shit. Like she really like scared him into thinking like he had like for running away had broken the law, and so now they were like out to get him. So like there was moments where like he could have gotten caught or like been like, hey, I need help, but didn't, because he's like, well, I did something bad for running away, so like I'll just like not.
Man,
So I was like, and then this crazy
that's
bitch, like the guy was like that she told him like, you now have to be like my husband, because like she had him so isolated in that sense that like, and I was just like, yo, this is like fucking crazy. Like, is this for reals happening right now? Like, and then like, no one's talking about it anymore.
well, no, because it's literally been taken over.
By who? By who?
Mistaken over here. That's what I'm gonna call her, mistaken. Hey, nah, bro. She already taken.
I'm dead.
Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. What's her name?
Carlee Russell.
Carlee Russell. Now, well, before we get into that, like, it's not funny, but it's funny, like how it's like now all of a sudden coming out this way to where like what's going on here with this bullshit story even still more because it's like it just got swept under the rug now again.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, it's like it happened like in the first time, you know. So like, but I'm still kind of like worried about the kid though. Like, or is he even the kid? Like, I don't even know.
So,
Like in his, like how you said, in his mind, right?
right,
In his mind,
right.
like what the hell did this lady do to him?
I mean,
It's concerning, you know. Like, okay, and the fact that the police is not like investigating that.
right. I was like, that's what I meant. Like, it just got swept under. It's like, so she's not gonna get into. Are you guys not gonna like look into this because like?
But see, here we go. Maybe they are because maybe later down the road we're gonna get the story, right? We just gotta wait for it. You know, they
Like,
gotta do detective work.
I was like, I'm gonna need y'all to do your job better, please, because like TikTok's over here solving these like crimes for y'all.
Yeah. So maybe hey, but you know, we just saying like, yo, what the hell, like. So obviously for a month we're like, yo, it sounds like she's bullshitting, right? So y'all gonna get on that. That's like, right? Like, I think something already should be warranted there for you to get a warrant and like, hey, he's looking malnourished. Like, we got enough evidence. Like, he's not in good condition, right? I don't know if they took him in, you know, tested him, whatever,
Right.
and be like, yeah, we got enough to be like, okay, we got to go see some stuff, some evidence, and be like, yo, this she's doing this to him, or that's all we got, you know. That's what I'm getting right now. This story right here is crazy. So I hope he's all right, you
Yeah.
know. And now mistaken. Well, in this case, she's not taken. Okay, like my bad. That's the silly part of it.
That was her search history. I'm looking dead.
Like, okay, because there's this comedian I follow, Ryan Davis, and you know he does clips. You know, whenever like something comes up, right? He has always
Like
been
his
doing
reactions.
that. Yeah, and the stuff that he said in it, I was like, there's no way she said Cheez-Its, right? That's you just being funny, being a comedian, right? And like the nail polish and like whatever else, right? And no, and then the more you read into it, it's like, no, yeah, this is shit that was mentioned. Like it's right there in the article, like what they've reported on. Like, yo,
She was wilding for sure.
hold up now.
She's like, I think earlier I saw someone say like her life is ruined. Like she ruined her own life because it's gonna follow her everywhere.
Cause
you
like,
know?
is she going back to work?
I'm sure she's not. Like, I mean, like the audacity if she shows up like Monday, like nothing, like
Yeah, act like nothing happened. You've been doing it already. Like, why not keep it up?
yeah, but I don't,
Right?
you know, like it's one thing to be delusional, but like I don't know if she's there yet. Like, I mean, she's showing signs of it, but like
I don't,
delusional in the thought that she thought it was gonna like work.
I, I don't think she thought it was gonna like spread like
I think so.
nationwide. You think so?
I think because like
Okay, but why?
I was thinking because of like the whole thing with the kid, the one we just talked about. It went viral like off of a TikTok. So when I saw it on TikTok, like it just had like spread like
Yeah.
because it was on there. So and also just the way she decided to go about it. Like I feel like everything was like convenient, the best, like the perfect opportunity for her because like we're just coming off of this, right? This other story that's going viral, and then like the whole thing with like the Sound of Freedom, that movie, right? Trafficking, right? we're hearing like constantly like on TikTok, like, hey, be safe. There's like, I almost got taken out like Target, like all these places, right? So it's like it's there so for her to like also, her story be very like actual things that they do use in actual trafficking, for her to actually incorporate that into her story. Of course, people were like, what? Because they were like also concerned, like, yo, there's like, they're really for reals doing that, like using children now to like take,
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I just don't. I think she knew that it was gonna happen. I just think she really had thought like, I got like a good story now. That's like, she thought like, there's no way they're gonna like poke holes at my story. I was like, Miss Thing, did you really? I was like, when you were rehearsing what you were gonna do, did you really think like, yeah, that sounds really legit and everyone's gonna believe it? Like, are you kidding me?
I like how they point out that they have like footage of her coming out of her job,
Uh-huh.
like right before she goes to the store, uh, with toilet paper from her job.
you know, so when I first heard that, I thought that that's why she had like that's why she had like planned this whole thing about her getting kidnapped so she wouldn't get in trouble for like stealing toilet paper. That was my first impression. I was like, this bitch really, because that's how some of the articles were saying like she had stolen stuff from her, and I'm thinking like, well, what the fuck did she steal? Not the toilet paper. This isn't this isn't COVID. She really said toilet paper out here expensive in this economy.
I'm still wondering why. Like,
No, we know why.
why? Okay, here we go again because I don't know why, really.
Because she was trying to make her boyfriend like miss her. It was like over a man.
Okay, well, like, I don't think she expected it to fucking blow out of proportion.
Well, okay. I guess, what do you think her thought process was like, as far as like, what did she think she was gonna, how much awareness did she think?
Well, the weird thing is when she starts looking into Amber Alerts, like, that's for kids, right?
Right.
So I just thought, like, why would you look the maximum age of an Amber Alert? Come on, like.
Well, it's because there is different
So
types of alerts, and maybe that's what her dumbass was trying to like figure out, but she just happened to type the wrong thing in. Does that make sense?
yeah, so I guess really her family doesn't know because I guess she wouldn't just tell them, "Hey, this is what I have planned. Go along with it." Honestly, because because of what it is, like, so that's why her family was like, well, we did hear her on the phone like yelling, like in panic. I don't think they will be in on that. So as to say this, like, right, because she was trying this hard to at least make it seem so real to where someone would call what the ex.
No,
Is that
well,
what you're saying? Like, no, and not what you're saying, but like, okay, let that be the reason. But I'm like, what was her like? What was the goal here
okay,
of
so
how she would accomplish that?
right, so that's where I'm saying, right, like that I feel like she did it on purpose, because like she was like, okay, like maybe she didn't think it would go like nationwide, but she at least thought it's gonna do all of Alabama, so he's gonna have to come across it because it'll end up on the news, right? On top of like, I'm sure her family like reaching out and being like, yo, she's like missing, and on the ex thing, it's I'm getting conflicting reports of like, is it an ex or a current boyfriend? But for sure it was over a man, to make him like see if he was like gonna miss her. So I was like,
Well, okay, so I mean, this is like real though, because if it is, this has got to turn into a meme. Like,
no, it already did in the comments, because somebody was like, they're like, she really let her through some thoughts, like when.
oh, okay, okay.
intrusive. I said intrusive. Intrusive. Like, cause there's like those scenarios where like, what would you do if this? Like how you like, okay, like what if someone kidnapped me? Like, would you miss? Like, and I felt like this bitch was like, nah. See, like I'm gonna take it next level and like really go through it and see like. If this fool really misses me like that, like what would he do? Because he did make a whole Instagram post and was like when she came back, right?
Yeah.
That like he was like, oh, it's been like a rough like 48 hours for her, like this, like the time that she was like missing, right? So like that he was kind of like, we're just trying to like make sure she's like in a good place before like anything gets like talked about. Like right now, we're just trying to make sure she's good, so we
Damn.
can figure out like where she's been this whole time. Like, so like, and like same thing with her family saying the same thing. I'm just like, I was like, can you imagine? Because like how you said, like as a parent, like your kid is like missing, even if they're an adult kid, like, and then it's just, just kidding, mom. I was at the Red Inn Hotel. Or motel, whatever it is.
Well, doing what?
Eating Cheez-Its and painting your toenails and then blaming the kidnappers. Talking about he painted my toenails.
Damn.
And I think he took naked pictures of me. I was like this.
Wait,
like
what?
This. Yeah, that's what she said. And then like she was blindfolded, but her hands weren't tied, and it was like a guy with orange hair with the bald spot, a woman and a child, like in an 18-wheeler.
Yo, man, is she gonna get in trouble for this?
I mean, what do you think? You think she should get in trouble for it?
Just look. I get it because she used the 911, right?
Right.
So she used the emergency line.
Right.
They're probably just like. I'm thinking they're just gonna find her.
I don't think so. I think for sure there'll be I think for sure there'll be like, if they go the legal route, right? Because right now it's just kind of not really going anywhere. If they do that, it'll be a fine, like, so restitution, and then because of the resources, because like, come on now, it was like people were out there like looking for, there was like a whole search, like, and on top of it, like, hold on, before we get into the funny shit, this is like a black woman and she got a lot of exposure, right? Maybe more than she was hoping for, right? But for like real victims, like real black women that are like missing, this was not the move for like her to make. And I know like it's like not her responsibility or whatever, but I'm like, the thing is, right now they're gonna take any other case when a black woman is missing and not put in 100% because of her, and that's just how it works. Like, sure, white people have there's another woman that did the exact same thing she did, and she went to jail, like a white woman. She went to jail, so like y'all can look that up. It's in California. She did the same thing, like she like, and like they realized like years later that like it wasn't, like years later she did get away with it for a period. So for this bitch to sit here and do that, like, is actually gonna hurt real victims. So like that's not funny, right? Because I'm like, how many times do you really see black women blow up like that when they've gone missing?
Yeah.
And it's like gonna hurt real people, like, where like they're gonna like not want to like be using resources. So that's what I'm saying. Restitution. She's gonna have to do community service, like, for sure. And then like I do think she is gonna get jail time. And I think they're gonna max out whatever like they charge her with, right? So in this case it would be like what? Filing or like a fake police report. Like, they're gonna find her for like, give her jail time, and then I'm pretty sure, especially because like she's black, they're gonna push for the max on that, to do.
Man, she just wanted to get her ex's attention. Come on. If she wanted to, she would.
What do you think he was feeling though? Like, I just want to hear what he had to say that time. Like, now that
If you
he
ain't
knows.
trying to tell me you miss me like this, I don't want it. Looking at. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Well,
I need him.
that's why in the comments they're laughing because they're like, I mean, we've all had like wild imaginations on shit, like to try to get someone to, but like she really said, say less, I'm gonna do it. Like,
Like
I'm
you
about
said-
it, you know. Like,
like you said earlier, what was it? Intrusive thoughts.
yeah, like
but
she just let them win, you
Damn.
know. Like she was like, yeah, that sounds like the way to go. Like, I got this.
just find her. That's all.
Well, also because I'm like, her life's already ruined. She's forever gonna be known as like the fake abductee girl. Like, you know.
Yeah, and like that's enough right there. She has to live through that now. Like,
Honestly, but though, like,
why she got to go to jail for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, just find her. Like, it's
nah,
it.
she deserves jail time for leaving her fucking wig behind. I was like, that's what. Once that came out, I was like, ain't no black woman, like, even if they're getting kidnapped, are gonna leave their like wig behind. Like, they'll be damned if they do that. So I was like, hold up. Once I read that, I was like, I don't know about this one, cause like,
Well, it's like, man,
I was like, I don't know if this one's for real, cause
I think it's because also she mentioned the toddler.
oh yeah, for sure.
Because they're like, yo, there's a child, you know, like, what? Where's the child though? That's what I was thinking in the very beginning. I'm like, yo, but why y'all ain't asking about the child? Like, no one's worried about the child.
I think because like they looked around and said no, like nobody had reported a missing kid.
Okay.
So once,
And why was she the only one that was able to see a toddler on the side of the highway?
Which I see where their thought process is, but also it's like, what about those people that don't report it? You know what I mean? Like, what if someone just was like, yeah, I'm not gonna say that my kid's missing because like I got rid of him or something. You know what I mean? So that's where I was like, well, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt that like it's real, you know, like, because you know, you never know, just because there's not like an Amber Alert from like the parents or whatever doesn't mean that there's not like that couldn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So someone just is like, right, I'm just not gonna like say they're missing, right?
I can't help to think about that damn Charlie Puth song.
Which
Is
one?
that his name?
Oh, with the attention song.
Attention.
You just want attention. I'm fucking dead.
The song's like coming on in my head now, like dum 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 dum.
And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, attention seeking is not good.
Damn.
It's just been like, it's just been crazy. Like that she was able to even like execute that, you know, even though I know we're laughing about it, like because of her Google search, but like,
I think that's what we're gonna call this one.
what?
You just want attention, or I'll title it "We Just Want Attention."
Yeah,
you know?
because honestly, even like the music aspect of it, it's essentially because why you want attention for your like project. So, yeah,
you know. And what was I gonna say? Damn. Yeah, like just find her, man. like, but like you said too, it's not funny at the end of the day. Also because of what you explained, because like, oh man, like yeah.
You're like,
it's hard out here already,
right?
Blowing up real stories
Mm-hmm.
to help and find those
Right.
that we don't hear from,
Right.
And or hear about,
Right.
And then when we do, we get these type that's like, okay, because like earlier when you were mentioning about the what's his name, Rudy,
Mm-hmm.
with his mom and us not knowing but really finding how suspicious it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
It's reminding me of like that lady from Snapped, speaking of, that was like doing the same thing to her daughter. Remember, had her in the wheelchair and everything.
Oh yeah.
Because she wanted attention, wasn't it that the
Well,
mom?
It's that disease that Eminem's mom has. What is it called? Munchausen syndrome or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she had.
Because I mean, wasn't that the reason? Oh no, it was to cash in. It was to cash in the checks.
It's both. So like with that disease, it's like what they do is they like getting the praise and the attention of like, oh no, like she's like such a great mom under the circumstances, because like she has a kid that has like all these problems, so like look how devoted she is. But the dark side of that is that she's purposely continuing to make the child sick, like to the point where they can like kill them, you know,
Damn.
if they don't like have it. But like of course she saw the benefit of like, wait, I'm not gonna like kill her, right?
Because
Like,
didn't they go on the show and everything?
yeah, so like
Oh,
they
shit. What
and
the-
like they got to travel, like, well, the reason they traveled a lot was because once people started like looking too deep into what was wrong with her, she would like move, you know. So then like hospitals aren't really like keeping track between like states, you know. So that's what she was doing. Is like once they were starting to get suspicious of her, she would just like move with the daughter. And like the thing is like she made her go through unnecessary like procedures, like medical procedures to keep up like the, and eventually like she was getting sick, but because of all the shit, like her mom was like, just so that she could get that, and like they got like a free trip to Disney, and like she would get like money, you know, like all these like go on shows and like be praised for being mother of the year, you know, like so.
Yeah.
And then the girl just snapped, and I understood her. And I honestly, for sure, I don't think she should have gone to jail.
Yeah, nah. Same. Same. So,
I was like, she's a victim. Like, and y'all can paint it however, but I'm like, at the end of the day, you don't know what that's gonna do to you if your, excuse me, if your own parent is you know.
right. And that's why we gotta know at this point, like, yo, what happened with that kid?
Right.
Like, because is it is that what it is though? Because y'all just don't care though at this point.
I don't think they cared to begin with.
Y'all not just gonna come by with that story and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so hell yeah, I'm gonna start like questioning that. What the fuck you mean? You're just gonna come by with that story and just act like it didn't never happen.
Right.
You know?
There's no closure to it.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
And I see what you're saying because right, I mean, this is pretty much sounding to me like it's already being solved.
Mm.
I'm wondering now what's happening with that man now, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like, or, you know, with all this said, hey, which one is it going to be?
Right.
You know? Because at the end of the day, you know, it's natural. It's human. It's being human. Is that right? I can't even say that right. It's being human. There we go. And you see these different ways that they do it. So, there's different versions, and
Folks be wilding out here.
yeah.
I'm dead.
Well, there's one that we just don't know about yet. Like, we're just hoping that's not what it is.
Right.
But still, it's like that's what we need to give the attention now. Because, like I said, how y'all gonna just come by with that story and that's it, right? So there you have it.
I know for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because we still got to keep it real on bedtime.